This is about half the proceeds so far from selling on Facebook Marketplace. Today I'm going to go over a selection of 12 things that I sold on there and why. Hopefully me going over this will help you sell your stuff too. Now this right here actually is not all 100s. It's about $1,300. I mean, I only have a few hundreds over here, a lot of 20s and a lot of ones. I don't think I've ever handled this much cash, and yet when I get a paycheck, yeah, I'm gonna get like $1,300 or more usually. So there's a significance to this because I collected 100 bills on here, and this is about the thickness it would be if you have 100 100s, which is about $10,000. Now this gives me an idea if, well, maybe if I had $100,000, what will it look like? It would be 10 of these. Usually you don't see this many bills together unless maybe you have a vending machine and then you get a lot of ones. This thing actually weighs 3.5 ounces. Yes, I weighed it. And all the bills are actually a little wrinkled. So if you kind of measure it, it's about ½ an inch thick. If you squeeze it down, then it becomes maybe 0.4 inch thick. Being 3.5 ounces actually has some heft to it. You can toss it at things and knock things over. Now enough about this cash pile over here. It's interesting to look at, and frankly, I feel it's a safety concern because I don't want anyone to rob me now. I'm gonna deposit this real soon after making this video. Now it's really easy to list on Facebook Marketplace. They are not a sponsor of this video. So what I like to do is take a few pictures in the square format because this is what Facebook Marketplace uses mostly. Okay, one. Take the other side, maybe take the bottom. Okay, let's say 3 pictures is enough. I start up Facebook and you gotta make sure you have the latest version of the app. Click the Facebook Marketplace icon on the bottom right. It's the second icon. And then you click sell. And then click, okay, I'm selling an item. And then now you just add your photos that you took before. You can take the pictures natively. However, you can't take the square format, which works better within Facebook Marketplace. So I'm gonna add photos into it instead. You see T-Rex is on the top, so I'm gonna go, okay, the first picture is this one on the left side of him, and then second, and then third, and I click done. And then on the title, I'm just gonna go, okay, T-Rex stuffed animal. And then I'll say the price is $100, okay? I don't want anyone to buy him, really. Toys and games. And then condition, he is used. I don't know if he's like new. I guess he's kind of like new, but he's actually really old. Whatever location, and then I can go, this is T-Rex. And then I'll add some product tags at the bottom. I'll go stuffed animal, plush, just some tags to help people find this thing, and then I go click next, and then I go publish. And it says it's publishing, and a few seconds later it says as active. So I'm gonna click on T-Rex stuffed animal, and you can see my pictures. I can swipe left. This is the ad that people will see after they click on a little icon of your thing. And then when someone messages you about this product, it's gonna appear in your Messenger app along with all the other chats with your friends. Let's say someone bought it, and then I can go, okay, mark as sold. And then that's it. So you can see that from beginning of listing the item to when it's actually published, it only took maybe, I don't know, like a minute per item. As long as you have some item that's just sitting around, you can just snap a picture and it'll go on there really quickly. I'd say the most effort goes into trying to negotiate with a lot of people. You're gonna have 5, 10 people that you have to talk to before someone will actually buy it. Some people will just go, oh, is it available? So most of the time I would just say, yes, it is. And the majority of the time people won't even respond. And then I delete that chat right away because it tend to gets cluttered up if you have a lot of items listed. Kind of keep it organized so that you only have people that are really gonna buy your items. Now let me go over some of the stuff that I actually sold and how much I bought it for, how much I sold it for, and the reasons why I actually sold that said item. All these items I've held on for many, many years. I want to give it as an example and sort of like an inspiration so that you can look at your own stuff and then go, wow, you know, BeatTheBush was able to sell this even after, 5, 10 years of holding on to it just because I wasn't actually using these items, and after I got rid of them, I'm like, okay, I don't even notice that they're gone. I have this pile of cash over here. It's liquid and I can just deposit in the bank and then I can use it for other things. It's actually very portable, so if I go to anywhere else, if I'm in like Japan or something, I can tap onto this money and buy some nice snacks and eat or whatever. So the first thing is a Jornada 680. I bought it at a cost of $20, mainly because I never had such a thing. I remember when I was little, this thing was very, very expensive. It's like a portable little laptop thing, and I always wanted it. So it's kind of like one of those things where you just kind of buy and then go, okay, now I have it, great. And then you just kind of play around with it, but then it doesn't serve any real utility other than that you can gawk at it. You can't really receive email even because it uses a modem. Anyhow, the funny thing about this is that I also sold it for $20. So I bought it for $20, played with it, had my fun, and I still sold it for $20. So you can go, okay, is it break even? Not really, because there's inflation, right? I think I kept it for 3 to 5 years or something. The next thing is a Breville juicer. I bought this for $200. It's refurbished, so actually I'm not losing out as much. If I bought it brand new, it might have cost $300. So I sold it for $130 for a loss of $70. Let me talk a little bit about taxes on these sold items. A lot of people think, oh, maybe you have to pay taxes because it's kind of like profit. No, it isn't, because I bought it at some point for a certain amount of money. And if I sold it for the same amount, there is no profit here. So usually you pay taxes only on profits of a sale. For this juicer, I lost $70. So then certainly I don't have to pay taxes on this $130 that I got back, because I actually used this money to buy it, and then I actually took a $70 lawsuit in order to reclaim this $130. You'll see in other items, like the next item, I did make a small profit. But if you add up all the profits and losses like you would with a normal business, you'll see that I still lost money. So therefore, no taxes needs to be paid. The next thing is actually a storage container, which I got for free with a coupon from Safeway. I think it was from the Monopoly game, and I was all gung-ho about it, and I got a free item. I think it was listed at something like $6 at the store. So then I'm like, okay, you know, it's brand new, let me sell it for $5. So I was able to sell this for $5. I paid nothing for it, so I got $5 free. I also sold a hand blender for $10. However, I also bought it for $10 many years ago. Even on the package it said $10, so I'm like, I kind of feel bad. I don't want to show it to whoever that bought it. I put it in a bag instead and then threw away the box. So then whoever bought it also bought it for the same price that I did. It was completely functional, so then it's just, you know, no loss, no gain over here. I want to mention something about hand blenders, just like the amount of vacuums I have. I had 7, now I only have 3 vacuums. Hand blenders, anything that I can blend, I actually can count about 4 of them. A KitchenAid stand mixer, a hand blender, and one of those single blendy things, blender thing that also comes with a chopper. So I still have 3 even after selling this hand blender. So no big deal there. I'm able to sell these things and I still have something that can blend stuff or mix things with. I also sold a metal detector. This is kind of crazy that I even have it. It was more like a purchase of a hobby that I thought I would do. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm gonna spend some time going on the beach like I saw other people do and doing a metal detecting thing, just picking up stuff on the beach and, you know, just kind of have a good time trying to find metal things. I bought this for $20. It's like some super fire sale. And then just because I bought it for $20 doesn't mean I have to sell it for $20. I looked up how much these things go online, and then it was like $60 for a similar model. So I'm like, okay, you know, fire sale. I'm gonna sell it for a little bit cheaper than what's on the market. It's unused. I never brought it to the beach, but it's open box. So I sold it for $40. I made a profit of $20 in this instance. Sold a power strip that I bought for $25, and I sold it for $20 for a loss of $5. A shop vac, yet again, a lot of these products, I bought it at an extremely low price. It's just like, you know, any person that buys stuff. Sometimes when you see things that are really low price, you just buy it and then go, hey, you know, I got a good deal. So I bought it for $40 and I was able to sell it for $50. I actually used this item, 4.5 horsepower or something, so I made $10 here. There's that pizza float thing. If you guys seen my video for a long time, one time I had a blown up pizza float over there because I was like sailing down some river or just floating down that thing. Bought this for like $25. I don't remember exactly how much. Sold it for $10. Sometimes you can't sell things for the exact same price that you bought it for. Sometimes you can't even sell it for what you want it for. Which I thought was, you know, maybe $20 was a reasonable price, $15 was a reasonable price. But sometimes when people buy things, they don't value it what you value it. So I just had to keep on lowering it. Maybe people don't like inflatables. It's sort of a little personal because, you know, you might be laying on it in your shorts and stuff, you had skin contact on it. So people might go, you know, this is kind of gross. You don't want things, you don't want used items that have been in contact with other people. So the value of things like that tends to go down drastically if you've used it before. So for that, I have a loss of $15. I bought the Risk board game for $17. It goes on for like $25 retail price. So I sold it for $15 for a loss of only $2, even though I took it out and actually played it once or twice or something. It's like completely still very, very new. I sold this. Maybe some people might like to buy a lot of board games. I know some people, like, they have a whole closet full of board games, but I found out that, well, I'm just not the very board gamey type where I invite a bunch of people every single week to play board games. It turns out this is not something that I do very often. I make YouTube videos more often than playing board games. So just a way of life. It's like you have this way of life that you think you want to do. You go, oh, that's great. And then you start buying things to tailor yourself towards that. The thing is, you can't buy things to tailor your life towards a life that you want to live. You have to look at the life that you actually live. For me, making YouTube videos makes sense, and have items that surrounds this rather than buying things to think that you can go towards that way of life. I sold 2 lamps for $40. I sold this for $15 for a loss of $25. Keep in mind that these are halogen lamps. I'm like energy saver person, so most of my lights are LED or CFL. I think I cut out most of my CFL bulbs now. So I sold this at a loss of $25. Also keep in mind that these lamps, I used it for like 10 plus years. I brought it everywhere I went. I think I brought it with me even to college. So it's a long time ago that I used these lamps. They've been just sitting in my storage area for the longest time. I haven't used them for like 10 years. So keep this in mind. If you have a whole bunch of stuff just sitting there for, you know, just sitting in some closet that you never use, and you think there's some value to it, well, this is the time to unload on Facebook Marketplace, close 5, let go, you know, go use those apps as well. But I choose to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. It seems to do a lot better. I sold a tape measure. This is for $3. I bought a collection of tape measures. Somehow, when I went to the store, it's like, hey, we're gonna sell you 3 of them, one 15-foot, one 25-foot, and one 30-foot tape measure. And I'm like, okay, yeah, more the better, right? It's only $9 or something, $10 for the whole set. So then you know, somehow the store is able to sell you on 3 of them, and yet what I really, really needed at the time was just one tape measure, 30 feet, okay? Even 25 feet one would work. I decided to sell the middle one because then I'll have a really long one in case I need the 30-foot one, and I'll have a really short one for portable reasons, for, you know, everyday measuring of the size of packages where you only need like 3 feet or something. So I sold this for $3. I probably bought it for around $3 as well. So this is another idea of, don't keep that whole set that you bought it for at the store. You're allowed to sell one of the pieces in this set because you may not need the whole thing. Another thing is these feet protectors. I bought this for a set of chairs. I thought that I'm gonna put these on these chairs, and yet I don't have these chairs anymore. I think I returned them mainly because they were the fabric kind of chairs, and I thought, well, you know, the fabric kind, it might get dirty over time. So I opted to get like these plastic ones where you can actually clean much easier rather than the fabric type. So I must have bought this for $12. It says $14 over here. I sold it for $5. It's okay because it's been also sitting there for 5-10 years or something. Actually 5 years, not been 10 years. So if you add up all these profits and losses, kind of like how a business does, I've lost a total of $91 from the original price of all these things that I bought. So as a loss, no, I don't need to report this as a profit or anything. Although, you know, if you add up all the actual cash that I got, it must have been, I don't know, $250 or so from all these things. So now a bonus item that I sold is a 5-pound weight. Now, there's no reason that I would ever need this. I can lift 5 pounds very easily. I think this T-Rex is almost 5 pounds. I don't even remember how much I bought this for, maybe $5, maybe $10. I'm just glad to get rid of it, so I sold it for $4. Now, if you guys got this far, thank you for watching all this way. By the way, I was just kidding about selling T-Rex. Even though, you know, I took pictures and stuff, I actually need to go delete the listing before someone, you know, asks if they can buy it. Thank you for watching this video. This is interesting to hold this much cash. Don't forget to give me a like over here, push that subscribe button, and ring that bell icon.